Qigong Warmup. Triple burner. Our elements today will be slowness, circularity, moving from the center, and grounding, sinking and rising. Double grounding will go to the heart, our middle dantian. Triple grounding will go to the head or above, our third or highest dantian. And we always come and return to the low dantian, which is at the energy C, between the front and the back body. We make a connection here with expansion and contraction back towards the low spine as we move. Side to side weight shift will look like this. Our feet are in a V. We're in rider on horse position, and we shift the entire body to the right and to the left. Slowly and with continuity. And then when we get to this side, we will start, when we get there, our first weight shift. So you move to the right to release the in leg, and then dropping forward, bend the knee, and the back heel will lift back here. And when you come back with your foot in a 45-degree angle, your front toe will lift in front. And come back now, and we'll do the opposite side. Shifting down, send all your weight towards the left side. This is when I'm mirroring you, this is your left, and release your right heel. Back foot's already at a 45-degree angle. We'll move forward into it. Once the front leg becomes bent, the back heel lifts up. And when you come back and glide through the middle, the front toe comes up. So once more on this. We want to keep our body straight up and down if possible. The length of the body is measured by a silver thread from the back of the skull that comes down through the whole spine, all the way down to the tailbone here. And that's as you go through cervical, thoracic, and lumbar spine, you're moving through that line with that silver thread. And even as you drop down to go side to side, for some of our side to side shifts, that tailbone will stay in because you're sliding across on a bench in your mind rather than out there. And that keeps the body alignment going. Coming back to center, we'll come into our next move, which is picking up a feather today, lifting the heel on the other side, lengthening the leg here, and your ribs are opening, dropping it down and moving to the other side. Feel that wonderful length through the rib cage. Let's come back to ground that, single grounding. And we'll move into our next move, which will be the accordion, expanding the ribs, inhaling, and linearly feel that expansion and the contraction. We're just preparing the body for really beautiful slowness here, and also a sense of connecting to all our joints. And then now coming from there to the arms out in a T, roll the wrists forward and back with the shoulders and the entire arm, making sure that the elbows do not lock, but they're pretty long here. And taking the circles the opposite direction, back and forward. Really playing with that air at the same time, like you're a fan. And then bringing the elbows in close to the body. Feet are still in a V here, pretty wide stance. And you're going to circle the wrists. And back the opposite way. Good. Circling the hips forward to the right, back, side. One more on that way. Come back to center here with the hips forward, and now come to the left and around. And one more of these. Good, we're preparing that connection between the ribs, the abdomen, and the buttocks here, as well as the knees and the ankles. Now we bring the feet together. We fold forward from the hips, flat back, take hold of the knees, and move the circles over to the right, forward, side, back. And the opposite direction. Good, now lengthen all the way down, touch your ankles, come back up, touching your shins, knees, thighs, inside this middle body, and come all the way up. And we'll end with the fountain here. Inhale up, looking up. Bring the arms forward, the backs of the palms will touch. Come down on your exhale. You folded forward from the hips. Coming back up, open. And you are the fountain. And one more. Beautiful. Open it up. And feel the expansion. Now touching your shoulders, coming around. Shoulder rolls. And the opposite direction. Good. Let's let that go. Just shake it out. Inhale and sink it through the earth. And now welcome to Aquatic Park today. We're going to be doing 19 movements and one pose. This will be a relatively silent practice, so it'll be interesting to see how this works for us. We're doing rocking motion now, going back towards your heels, forward towards your toes. If you have your video on, it's fun to be together so that as we inhale forward and exhale back, we can synchronize this in community. Slowness, continuity, circularity, moving from the center, all elements of Qigong are very much a part of Tai Chi Chih. And this is our first warm-up for that practice. Coming to the balls of the feet in front, the heels lift and back. Coming back towards the heels, the toes lift in front. And there's a point in the middle when they're down into the earth, and that's called sinking. And this is called rising. Two very important constructs from Qigong that are in this practice. So here we're moving like a rocking chair. 9, 27, or 36 times is recommended. Any multiples of 9, the noble number in Chinese numerology. Feel the breath in the nostrils and also at the low belly. So here's your expansion forward as you inhale and your contraction as you come back. Feel that silver thread at the back of the skull, keeping our bodies together all the way down through the spine. And that thread goes up towards the heavens. And we're recycling energy from the heavens down to the earth in a figure 8. Last one. Rocking motion comes to a graceful conclusion as we exhale down. We then bring the feet into a V, with the toes out this way so that the knees will move down like this and not go beyond the big toe. And this will be our position for our next bird flaps its wings, our second movement in 19 moves. Releasing, the heels lift. Inhaling, the body rises. The bird decides to maybe try to fly the next time through here. It's a 3 times 3 move. And here the wrists circle very slowly forward. And then inhale back, even more slowly. Last one, a bird flaps its wings. Inhale back really slowly. And sink it through the earth. Resting on globes of energy right opposite the dantian, which is right below the navel and 2 inches below it and 1 inch inside. Now you're going to shift over towards your right leg to begin the next move, which is around the platter in chest high water. Feel the inhale forward and the exhale back. 2 more. Last one of around the platter. Bringing the foot back in and preparing for the other side, shifting towards the left in your direction and releasing your right heel forward. This is the substantial leg, it's slightly bent, and the other leg is the insubstantial leg, or masculine bent, straight, feminine. Around the platter, right side. Feel the inhale and exhale. Last one, coming up. Around the platter comes to a graceful conclusion. Sinking down slowly. We'll double ground all the right sides today. Shifting to this right side to release your left heel. For around the platter variation, you'll pick up a ball of energy at your left shoulder. Sink it through the center, right opposite your heart and lungs, and that will be the exhale to the back foot. It's a circle, a little circle within a big circle. Here's your inhale here. And here's your exhale as you finish the circle and the energy moves to the back foot. Last one on your left side of around the platter variation. Inhale and sink it through the earth singly, just one sinking. Shifting towards your left to release your right heel. We'll pick up a ball of energy at that shoulder. Inhale it forward and exhale it back. And notice how the back foot is a 45-degree angle to your front. Last one now of around the platter variation. Inhale that leg back and sink the energy into the earth 2 times. Going to the heart with the inhale and exhaling is moving down towards the low Dan Jian. Our next move will be bass drum, shifting over to the right to bring the left heel forward. Lengthen through the spine. Feel the silver thread from the back of the skull, maintaining your posture and moving forward and back. Palms are in polarity here, meaning that the centers of the palms are connected energetically. Now begin to feel the glide through the center and the release of the back heel, the glide through the center and the front toe that releases. Feel the expansion and inhale forward and the contraction, exhale back towards the Ming Men, low spine. That's your energy C area. That guides you with the feet. Two more on your left side. Of bass drum. Allow the foot to come back in. Prepare your single grounding with the inhale and exhale. Shift towards your left to release the right heel. 45-degree angle now on your left side. Bass drum. If you need to move, to change your shift, you always do it with the yin leg, the straight leg that allows you to move and change the shift however you like. It's the unweighted leg compared to the on leg. Two more. Last one. Inhale that leg back and sink it through the earth. Double ground it. Triple ground it, bring it over your head. Really long inhale and a really long exhale. Resting globes of energy right at your low dantian. And preparing for our next move, which will be a double move, daughter on the mountaintop and daughter in the valley, shifting towards your right to bring the left heel forward. Coming to the top of two mountains and inhaling there and exhaling down through the central trail. Your left hand close to the heart. Zipping down through the central meridian with the exhale. And feeling the expansion as you inhale here. To climb the mountains, the daughter has to also come down through the center. 2 more. Last one, very slowly. And bring that leg back over here to sink the whole practice into the earth. Shifting towards your left, releasing your right heel. Noticing how this back foot's already 45-degree angle. We prepare for daughter on the mountaintop, right side. Notice how your left hand is still close to the heart, even on the right side here. The thumb of that left hand almost touches this center all the way down. One more. Bring the foot in, double ground it. This is a particularly interesting move because it moves into its companion move, which is daughter in the valley, shifting towards your right, bringing up your fingers here, preparing the left heel forward, and your body straightening out the ribs here, and the core part here. Exhaling down here, and now inhaling through the central trail. Daughter in the valley. Inhaling towards me now and exhaling away from me. Beautiful. Three more. Last one of daughter in the valley on your left side. Sink it into the earth. Shift it laterally towards your left and prepare for the other side. Daughter in the valley, start on top of those 2 mountains. See the view and exhale down and inhale up through the central trail. You'll probably begin to feel how we're with the breath at the central part here at the body. We're beginning to connect more to ground through the feet. So notice that grounding that happens with your connection at the core here. Yeah, bring in those abdominal muscles. That'll help that exhale and the connection to your feet. And also notice the view at the top. Here we're at the top of the mountain here, and we're looking over 2 mountains to look at the valley below. Wow. Exhale back. Last one. Bring the foot in. Inhale to ground it through the earth. And double ground it, most certainly. The companion moves of daughter on the mountaintop, daughter in the valley have drawn to a graceful conclusion. We'll do a third grounding here, all the way to the top of the head, as if we were at the top of the mountain doing this. Sink it down. Our next moves are also usually done together. The first is an exhale forward, push, pull, and the next is an inhale forward, pulling in the energy. So they're, in that respect, they're opposites. Dropping down, preparing for push, pull, shift to your right, release your left, bring the heel of the hand forward from the heart area, sink in a circle and bring it back up on the inhale here to your heart. Push, pull, often called giving and receiving energy. What we give, we often return doubly from the gratitude of others. So it feels so good to give. Inhale, exhale now. And inhale back to your heart. Last one of push-pull on the left. Inhale it back. Single grounding here. Shift it towards your left, releasing the right heel. Push, pull, giving and receiving energy. In a circle up, and the circle returns to you. Circularity. Last one. Push-pull comes to a graceful conclusion. Double grounding. And shifting towards your right to bring your left forward. Our next move will be inhaling forward and exhaling back in a circle, pulling in the energy from the farthest star through the fingertips. Inhaling forward and sending the energy back to the other side of your body, moving from left to right hemispheres of the brain. Inhaling forward, exhaling back. Try alternate nostril breathing, as well as the belly together, and that will give us the Qigong breath when the jaw releases. The tongue is lightly connecting now towards our upper palate without being glued there. Still breathing through the nostrils and opening the belly at the same time. 2 more. Bring the foot back in. Sink the energy into the earth. Shift it towards your left side. Palms come up to pull in the energy from the most distant star in the universe. A visualization. Last one. Bring the foot back in. Double ground it. Basic taffy. Two more. And grounding. Double ground it. Basic taffy moves to 3 variations. Our first is forward, back, side to side weight shift with taffy. Anchor taffy. Your right leg will stay on the ground. Open the hips on the inhale. Sink on the exhale. Forward. and to the side. Anchor taffy. Feel the core as you pull the taffy. Inhale first. Square the hips. Sink. Inhale and feel the core. Two more sets. Last set. Prepare to double ground it. Bring it to the heart. And we next come to our second variation, circles taffy. Inhale and sink. Inhale again and move. Wind up and pull the taffy to the side. Left hand under. Your invite hand is always underneath on this. That invites you to that side. Sink a little bit. Inhale to rise. And 3. On the third one, you wind up for the other side. Your invite hand will be your right, as you're moving to the right side. Sink a little. Inhale, sink again, and now move. And last one coming up. Left hand's under to return to the left. And double ground it. There's a long exhale right into your energy C. Our next move is the third variation, perpetual motion taffy with heel step. Preparing, grounding first. And your left hand will come under this elbow. Your left foot will move out. Releasing the heel off the ground, heel to toe. Perpetual motion taffy. with heel step. Really feel that through the core. When those palms pull apart with a weight shift, yeah, right there, feel it. Let your abdominal muscles help you with the exhale back to the Ming Men. Keeping the spine really long through this. Remembering that our silver thread is at the back of the skull here, and it's moving all the way down to the Ming Men, your low spine, with the tailbone tucked in. That way we begin to get a beautiful alignment through our spines. Cervical, thoracic, lumbar, down to that tailbone. Perpetual motion tappy can be done any number of times. 2 more. Last one. Inhale, we'll triple ground this to the heart and back down through the bottom here. Above the third dantian here at the head. And then we'll go all the way up to the trees. We have a beautiful day here today in California. And sink it down. 1 more. All the way up to the sky, the sun, and through the trees. Our next move is working the pulley, starting with your left hand from your heart, and your other hand is underneath the hip bone. The left heel moves forward, and you're going to move across like this, keeping hip, knee, ankle together as you move. Working the pulley. Notice how the hand moves forward here. And then it moves underneath the hip with the palm up on the way back. This would be your exhale. The front leg and the front arm are going to be guiding the breath here. Exhale here and inhale that hip back. And the other hand simply follows, does the same thing, but it doesn't have quite the same energy. It's the companion. Let's do 2 more here. Last one. Draw your left leg back, prepare for the right. Single shifting. Bringing now the left hand under the hip and the right hand forward to guide on the next breathing practice with the feet. Exhaling here. Inhaling back that hip, turns the body. And we can touch each other's shoulders as we go. And if a weight shift doesn't work for you, if it's too long, you can always just, when you get to the straight leg, you can draw that heel back to alter the weight shift. We alter with the yin leg. Two more on your right side here of working the pulley. And last one. Very slow. Beautiful. Bring that foot back in. We'll double ground, working the pulley as we move into our light at the top of the head, light at the temple. One more grounding here. Feet will be at a V here. You're going to sink down, feet in a V, and inhale up, coming to the crown of the head, the back of the skull, with your light, sinking and rising. Circling the energy above the head. Holding the energy, inhale, and sink and rise to let it go. Your light is going to go out into the world. Sink it into the earth. Bringing the left hand back to the heart. Down through the central meridian with the exhale, and then inhaling to your temples. Light at the temple, sinking and rising. Circling the energy of yin and yang, all the opposites, right outside the head. Holding that energy, inhale it, and sink and rise. Let it go. Into the earth. Back to your heart with the inhale, left hand. Slowly releasing. Preparing for joyous breath, a little bit wider on the heels, but still the V. Sink it down and let everything out. Inhale first. This is joyous breath. Inhale up to the balls of the feet. Sink it down 4 times. On the 3rd time, drop the heels. Now drop. It's joyous breath. It's a very masculine yan move. Enjoy it. Last one of 4. Drop the heels. Joyous breath ends with this very slow exhale. We next come to passing clouds. The feet are in a bigger V this time. Your left hand will be facing the earth. Your right hand will be up, looking towards heaven. And you can brush the elbow if you like, as you shift to one side and then to the other. Feet in a fairly big V here so that you can stay on the ground, but also feel this connection. As if we were lying on the ground watching the clouds and seeing them pass. All things change. And we stay resilient, courageous, and in the center as the clouds pass. Moving with the change, or whatever works for you. Whatever our truth is, that's what we move with. In yoga, we call it satya. Last one, of passing clouds, moves us into our next moves. 6 healing sounds. Ho for the heart, your left hand, your left foot. Ho. Hu for the spleen over here, both hands, same foot. Hu. And Tsu for the liver over here. Tsu. Tsu. And Sh for the lungs, right hand, right foot. Sh. Shi for the triple heater, both hands, same foot. Shi. And kidneys, Chui. Chui. From the top. Five chewies with heel step. Circling all the energies that we worked with today, both ways, yin, yang, all the opposites that exist in our world, and bringing your left heel to your right ankle bone for cosmic consciousness pose. Lengthen through the spine, come up a little bit with the arms, come down through the center here, bring the left hand close to the heart. Feel the window of eternity that you look through or look over, with a sense of having moved through the center with circularity, opposites connecting, and the joy of Tai Chi Chih. Interlace the fingers, bring it overhead in gratitude to the roots of Tai Chi Chih, the work of Wen Shanwang, and all the teachers over thousands of years. This came to us in 1974 in the United States. And of course, it's continued to grow since China let all this out in 1980s. Qigong is now everywhere, as is Tai Chi, so many practices that are so beautiful to us. With these roots, probably 3,000 years old. Thank you for your practice and our practice together.